It's 1994. Intel's flagship chip, the Pentium, just revealed a flaw, a tiny glitch invisible to most users but catastrophic in a tech giant's world. Andy Grove stands in the war room, the air thick with tension. A strategic inflection point is struck. Will Intel adapt and thrive or stumble into obscurity? This is the nightmare every leader fears but must face head-on. Imagine the moment everything changes overnight. Grove calls it a strategic inflection point, when old rules no longer apply and survival depends on rapid, sometimes brutal adaptation. In '94, Intel faced its nightmare, the Pentium floating point bug. News spread fast, shaking customers' trust. Grove didn't hide. Instead, he owned the crisis openly, rushing fixes and proving Intel's commitment. This moment demanded bold leadership, showing how strategic inflection points strike without warning and test the mettle of giants. Grove compares strategic change to a tidal wave that can either crush or launch a company. If you're staring at calm waters, you can't predict the wave's height or timing, but if you sense it's coming early enough, you can surf, not drown. It's about reading subtle market ripples before the monstrous wave hits. By mastering this, Grove turned Intel's crises into inflection points for growth. Instead of hiding weakness, he pivoted Intel's strategy towards microprocessors and new technologies, cementing Intel's dominance. The payoff: the paranoid aren't just scared, they outlive complacent leaders and thrive in chaos. Change doesn't roar, it often whispers. Grove's genius lies in hunting these quiet signals before they explode into disruptions, giving Intel a strategic edge. Grove was relentless, dissecting rival moves. When new competitors popped up in the chip market, he didn't just watch, they became case studies dissected with surgical precision. Like a hawk scanning fields for movement, Intel's eyes were vigilant for any sign that the ground beneath was shifting. He likened spotting new tech shifts to noticing a tiny crack in a dam. At first, it's easy to ignore, but left unchecked, the crack deepens and bursts, washing away old business models. That tiny percent change in chip fabrication or software capability could mean the difference between leading or lagging. Rather than rely purely on reports and data streams, Grove trusted frontline intel from engineers and salespeople out in the market. This nuanced listening approach caught early whispers of change missed by competitors, turning intel into foresight that sharpened Intel's response. Paranoia isn't about fear, it's the fuel for relentless reinvention. Grove's mantra, stay paranoid and you stay alive and winning. Andy Grove famously said, only the paranoid survive. That paranoia means always scanning for threats, even those hidden in plain sight. It's a mindset that turns anxiety into action, forcing leaders to dismantle comfort zones before rivals do it for them. Intel's survival wasn't luck. When memory chips began commoditizing, Grove redirected Intel to focus aggressively on microprocessors, an unproven path at the time. This pivot was a masterclass in reinventing a giant, not succumbing to nostalgia or short-term comfort but chasing the long-term prize. In the book's updated chapter, Grove warns that strategic inflection points don't just shake companies, they shake careers. Recognizing these moments can help you reposition yourself professionally, ride waves of change, and avoid being left behind as markets and technologies reorder everything. Back in that tense Intel war room of '94, Grove's paranoia wasn't panic, it was preparation. That tiny chip glitch wasn't the end but a doorway to Intel's next era. Your takeaway: start seeing the subtle signals in your world today. Tune your paranoia not to live in fear but to surf the tidal waves of change. Spot your inflection points and ride them to victory. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.